Hey everybody, so I was looking a little bit more at this model that I printed on the Bambu Lab A1 last night. Now, this was a 13-hour print. I printed it with the Polymaker Polylite PLA Galaxy Black, and I was noticing that it looks really good, but then I noticed right at about this height there was a layer shift. Now, I don't know why. There was nothing up here for the printer to hit, but there is a very noticeable layer shift all the way across at this level, as you can see. All the way, everything at that level had a layer shift. This one was actually, come on, focus. Focus here, there you go. So you can see that layer shift right there. And then all the way across on every part of it, it shifted right there. So I don't know what caused that, but it doesn't look like it was an under extrusion because you can see how it literally, there's a step. So it had shifted the layer over right there, and then it eventually looks like it recovered and moved the piece back to where it was supposed to be. But that's just, it's very strange to me. But I was just noting that because I have had no issues with my Bambu Lab A1 at all. But it's more to the point that there is no such thing as a perfect printer. Okay, every printer can have faults. Every printer can have little issues from time to time. So there is no one perfect printer that never has a problem, never has a fail, never has a hiccup or anything like that. So, you know, this isn't bagging on Bambu Lab at all, because there was just some unknown factor of why at that height there was nothing, there was no error, there was nothing like that through the app or anything. And I guess the fact that it did recover and it finished printing and everything past that, let's see, that's probably maybe 3 or 4 layers right there. Everything past that is back to perfect. So for some reason, right in there, there was just a little issue. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out to be fully transparent. You know, I'm not sponsored by Bambu or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to point out that, you know, anything can have a problem. And like I said, I'm printing the female version, the female counterpart to this. They're kind of like an art piece that go together. So it's the female part here and the male part there. So they're kind of an art piece. So yeah, there's no reason, I have no explanation for why there was that layer shift all the way across that layer, and then it moved back to where it was supposed to be. So I don't know, maybe it drug on the model, but the model was not moved from the print bed, so that was still fine. But this is a little bit longer over here on the Creality Ender 3 V3KE. This one I think was 13 something hours, around 14 hours, and this one was 18 hours. So it's a little bit longer, but essentially it's the same parameters. And I'm still using the Polymaker Polylite PLA. This is the Starlight Mercury. So this is going to be the counterpart to this model, and I'm eager to see if we have any issue at that layer height, at the same layer that one had, to see if, because if there's a layer shift on this one and there was a layer shift on this one, then it could indicate that there could be something in the file or something, because these are two different machines. And you know, this one I sliced with Creality Print, which is Cura. Of course, this one was sliced with Bambu Studio, which is their version of Orca Slicer. So, or Orca slicers from whatever. It, you know, I don't know who made what, the chicken or the egg. But so I'm interested to see how this one goes. So far, this one looks fantastic. They're both the same layer height, 0.18 layer height, 0.18 layer height. So all the same, two different slicers, same file, because they're both from STL Flakes, and they're in the same download. So just interested to see. So far it's looking great, and I didn't change any of the speed that this wanted to print. I didn't change any of the speed that that wanted to print. So we'll see, but just wanted to point out that like I said, I know that everybody can get very tribal when it comes to 3D printers, that they swear that the one that they like is the best, but you know, that's subjective. It really depends. Everybody can have, I guarantee you somebody else could print this exact same model on a Bambu Lab A1 in a room with 30% ambient humidity and 75 degrees. So, and they would probably have a different outcome. They might not have that. I could probably print that again, and it may or may not have that layer shift, or it could fail at that point. I don't know. But it's just interesting that it moved. You can see it moved over, and then it came back. It started to print over here, and then it came back. And you can see it over here too. It moved over, and then it came back. So I don't understand. You know, maybe I just don't get what caused that, but it's all the way across at that level. So, you know, there's nothing to get hung on. There was nothing. Maybe, you know what? Maybe one of the cables snagged, but I think that would have, this didn't move, that didn't pop off. Nothing was dislodged. So it was printed at that direction. Like I said, none of these are popped out of place. This is in the exact same spot it's always been. But no, because this couldn't have done anything, because the gantry would have been up here, so these would have been up here. There's nothing for it to get hung on up here. So, okay. Now, I thought maybe if it got snagged or something, I don't know. I was trying to figure out what would cause it to shift. That it was shifting by the direction of it. Since it was printing facing this way, it was shifting this direction. So it was shifting toward the front, all the way across. So, I don't know. But just wanted to point that out. So, there is no such thing as perfect. There's just what's perfect for you. So, thank you much.